So, over the last few weeks, I have been doing a lot of hiking, and what I found is that after a good hike, particularly a hill walk, a mountain hike, I feel I really need to kind of stretch out my feet, move my ankles, move my toes, but also stretch out the backs of my legs and the front of my hips in particular. Those are the things I feel I enjoy, my body enjoys and benefits from most after a long hike. So I'm just going to share with you maybe part one of those things. We're going to look at the feet and the ankles. And I'm going to share with you just a short sequence consisting of 3 simple movements that I often teach in my regular yoga classes. So some of you watching this might already be familiar with them. So let's start. We're going to start on our knees, bringing the hands to the floor with the toes tucked. The goal of this first movement is to stretch out the toes and the soles of the feet. So you might already be feeling something here, in which case you can stay put. But if you can, start to drop your bottom down towards your heels. And just go as far as you need to go in order to feel a nice sense of opening and stretch along the soles of your feet. And if it feels all right, you can start to walk the hands back. And again, if it feels all right, you can sit up. Once here, I like to reach down and just gently pull my pinky toes forward a little bit so that they aren't left out. So wherever you're at, we're just going to be here for a few breaths. The goal being to relax into the stretch, to soften into the stretch. It might feel mildly intense. If it's too strong, what will probably happen is you'll start to create tension in other parts of your body. You might notice that you're holding your breath or gritting your teeth or tightening your shoulders, maybe. So if those things are happening, you might want to just bring the hands down onto the floor and just ease off a little bit. So let's just be here one more breath. And then gently stretch out the soles of your feet. So that's movement number 1. And of course, you might want to hold it for a bit longer. You might want to repeat it 2 or 3 times with shorter holds. So the next movement that you might like to try. Same thing, we're just going to start to sit the bottom back down towards the heels. Now, if your knees object to this, you could put some padding between your heels and your buttocks. If you're feeling it in the ankles, you could also put maybe a rolled up towel across the front of your ankles. And again, just as we did with the other one, you can keep a little bit of weight into the hands. But if everything feels okay, you can sit up in Vajrasana, hero pose, and see how this feels. So already you might be feeling a little bit of a stretch in the front of your ankles. But if not, you can lean back and lift the knees. You can take the hands behind you or let them rest on your knees. And here the goal of this one is to stretch out the fronts of your ankles. Take your awareness to your breath. And as you exhale, allow your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders to soften. Just another breath or two. And then let's slowly lower our knees back to the floor. Okay, so I see those two movements as a pair, if you like. So the second movement of this particular sequence, hands forward again. This time, cross the soles of the feet. So bring the front of one foot across the middle of the sole of the other foot. So I hope you can see that nice and clearly what I'm doing there. Yeah? So the goal is here to create a little bit of pressure across the instep. And again, we're going to see how this feels, just kind of tentatively dropping your bottom down towards your heels, using padding again if you need to. And see how you go. Have a little wriggle so you feel you're applying just a nice even pressure across the middle of your foot, focusing on the instep. And for me and my body here right now, I'm finding this isn't too bad, so I'm going to sit up and see how that feels. A bit more weight going down through. It's just a bit strong, so I'm going to go forward a little bit. I can still breathe and relax, even though what I'm experiencing right now is quite intense. Just a few breaths, melting into that pressure. One more breath. And then let's lift. Slowly undo the feet. And we'll do the same to the other side. So bringing the front of one foot snugly into the instep, the middle, across the middle of the other foot. Start to sit back and just slowly see how it feels, making adjustments. And you might notice that one side feels less intense than the other side. And that's my experience right now. This side doesn't feel quite so, intense. Relaxing into it as best you can. Knowing that you are in control of how long you stay here. This video is just a simple guide, a taster of these movements. You decide if you want a long hold, a short hold, or if you prefer to just repeat the movement. Another couple of breaths. Then let's find our way slowly back up and out of this movement, stretching out the feet. So that's movement number 2. We'll move on to our third and final movement of this little sequence. This time we're going to cross the ankles. So crossing your ankles. Same thing. Just take your time, sit back, take a little bit of weight through the hands to begin with. Ooh, and just see what's going on here. Just adjusting it so you feel a little bit of pressure across your ankle. Not too much, not too little. Always going for the Goldilocks approach. And for me, I'm already feeling this as being quite intense today. So I'm not going to sit up, but you could if everything's okay in your body. But this is far enough for me. I'm just going to be here and breathe and relax. So it reminds me of acupressure. You're just applying pressure to specific points and gently holding, recognizing any discomfort, but seeing if you can be with it. Breathe and relax. One more breath. Take your time to lift up out of this one. No rush, nice and slow. Stretch out the feet for a moment. Just check in with your feet and ankles. How are they feeling? And then let's recross the other way. So just bringing the opposite ankle on top. Let's see how this side feels. Coming back. Just a wriggle so it feels comfortable-ish. Maybe manage just a little bit more height on this side. Just adjust for yourself. So know that you don't have to feel that you're stuck in a position if you've found your way to a certain point and it starts to feel too intense. You can always ease out of it a wee bit. And that's definitely what's happening for me right now. One more breath. And then slowly up. Ooh, feeling the rush of circulation maybe into one foot. Stretch out your toes. Stretch out your feet. And then it's quite nice maybe just to give them a little tap on the floor. Swing them round to one side. Stretch out your legs. And then feel free just to give them a nice rotate. Okay. Thank you for watching.